Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this sketchbook tour. A couple of videos back, I did a sketchbook tour and it is the first half of this sketchbook. And now I'm doing the second half of the sketchbook because now it is completely finished, okay? So where I left off, I believe in the last video, was this spread, and I'm going to take you to this. Alright, this was some meditative mark making that I did, I believe, and this, I think you saw this already. That's not where I left it. Okay, whatever. This was some meditative mark making. And I think I used Stabilo Woodies on this situation here. I think I used a lot of different things. It looks like charcoal, Stabilo Woodies. Looks like the background, maybe Derwent Inktense. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But this was definitely some mark making. I wanted to let out some aggressions, and sometimes as artists we have to leave it all on the page, right? So this right here, this spread is definitely Derwent Inktense blocks and pencils I was playing around that night with, and I think even some graphite, some tinted graphite pencils as well. Flowers. I like to abstract landscapes. I like to abstract flowers. So that's my thing. And here are a couple of thumbnails that I did of some potential abstract work that I want to do. So I decided to make thumbnails and kind of see how I wanted to compose things and see what colors I wanted to use. So here you have me using some luminance pencils. This is all in pencil. Some luminance pencils, I believe, some Derwent pencils, some tinted graphite pencils, and charcoal over here. So I use different types. Well, as you can see, my preferred medium is pencil, especially Derwent pencils. That is, I really think, like my favorite colored pencil right now. So anyway, yeah, so just some thumbnails of some potential abstracts and seeing what color palette. Like I really like this color palette with the lavender and the salmon, blue and green. I really like that, and I really like this too. I really like if nothing else, I really like the color palettes here that I created. Okay, more abstract thumbnails. This is definitely, these top two are tinted graphite, the Derwent tinted graphite, and the bottom ones are charcoal and graphite. So I was just screwing around with some potential abstract, and I think I used this in something that I recently did in another book, but I definitely did a composition like this. Here's just me some work making, getting some frustrations out. More mark making, and just scribbling. And sometimes you just have to do that. Here I had gotten some new inks and I was swatching them, some acrylic inks, Dark green, burnt umber. I love this. This burnt umber. I think it mixed in a little bit with this dark green, and it made this like, what do you call that? I don't know, like this mixture of the umber and the green together. Anyway, this is indigo, yellow orange, and velvet and violet. All beautiful colors. And I think I was using some of them over here, just playing around and testing them out. Yeah. So here is an abstract that I did here. And this one I used a lot of different things. I can see the charcoal, I can see the Stabilo woodies, I can see the Neocolor 2s, the Inktense blocks. I just used a lot of different things, and this is actually a favorite of mine. I really like this abstract. And I think maybe I'm going to bring it to print, you know, put it in my shop for sale. Yeah, I had to skip this page because I kind of ripped through that page. Oh, here's another abstract that I did. I was just messing around with some water-soluble materials. I think it was colored pencils. Probably my Derwents, because I just love using my Derwent Inktense blocks and pencils. So this is just, you know, experimentation. This is an interior that I started that I never finished. And as you can see, most of my sketchbook is inspired by nature. I like landscapes, I like trees, flowers. So there's going to be some iteration of outside, of landscape, of nature in everything that I do. So here is more Inktense. Yep. Just abstracting trees. Sorry about that. Sounds of the city. I'm by the window right now. Abstracting trees. Here is another landscape that I definitely did with my Derwent materials, Inktense materials, and pen colored pencils, luminance pencils on top. Yeah. Okay, this is definitely watercolor, and I used a sponge. I used one of these type of sponges right here to dab the watercolor, and then I went on top with colored pencil. This is not really finished, so it's not. It was really an experiment for me as far as using the watercolor and the sponge, and I just wanted to see how it turned out. And I like it, but it's not anything like, oh, let me scan this and make it final. Okay, here's another abstraction of the landscape here, flowers, the urban landscape. I really like doing, like suggesting a cityscape, because obviously there's nothing realistic about this, but looking at it, it looks like a cityscape. So I really like abstracting cityscapes as well. Here is a flower, a vase here with some abstract flowers. What did I use here? Probably some sort of water soluble material. I'm not sure. Probably Derwent. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. And here is another flower vase. Here I did. Oh, because I purchased the Paul Rubens oil pastels, so I swatched them over here, and then I made this really quickly, just playing around with the pastels, and I like them. And this came out better than I thought it was gonna come out. I really like that. Might recreate that with some gouache. Okay, here is, let's see what's next. Okay, more landscape. As you can tell, I love a good landscape. Again, I did this outside somewhere. I remember, I was in my car and I had my pencils with me and I had a water brush. And I just wanted to be outside drawing, and I just did this by imagination. This wasn't my view or anything. I live in a city, so I don't see things like this where I live. So I guess it's probably why I draw landscapes a lot, because I really want to move out into like the suburbs and be closer to nature. And so I guess my subconscious is trying to manifest that through my art. Yeah, what a realization while I do this. But anyway, definitely Derwent as the base layer, Inktense, and then I came on top with more colored pencils, probably my Luminance or Light Fast pencils, not sure. So here we have an oil pastel drawing, and this is inspired by a David Hockney painting in one of his books. It's called David Hockney Recent Paintings, and this was inspired by one of his paintings. He is one of my favorite artists. I really love his work. If you don't know who David Hockney is, look him up. He is an amazing artist, and he's still living. Although he is elderly, he is one of my favorite living artists. Another landscape, Derwent Inktense. Yep, definitely Derwent Inktense, because I had bought these pencils that I swatched, because I buy my pencils open stock. I don't buy like the sets. I like to buy open stock so I can hand pick the colors that I want. So these are some of the most recent ones that I got. And then this is when I purchased the Derwent Tinted Charcoal as well. And I was swatching them and testing them out. Here's some swatches from the blocks and the graphite XL blocks as well. So I was really like in my Derwent bag and testing and having fun. More landscape, more Derwent Inktense. Okay, and I really like this one. I kind of really like this one. So, oh yeah, this is another drawing. This reference photo I created in Procreate, and I like to do that. That's part of my process, is kind of create my own reference, whether I draw it on a piece of paper or create it in Procreate on my iPad, and then I kind of work out whatever colors that I want to use, and then I bring it to my sketchbook. So here is the translation of that here, from here to here in the sketchbook, and I think I did okay. I like it. So here, I was thumbnailing some landscape compositions. I was thumbnailing some still life compositions, basic ones, simple ones, and just doing that. Sometimes you have to do that. A lot of times I would just pull out my canvases or my papers or my sketchbook and just start doing things intuitively. And then other times I want to be more structured, more process driven, only because the thumbnailing, I feel like as an artist, is a really good habit to have, because it can help you save time in creating your final. If you do little thumbnails and with different options, that's something that I learned in a few Domestika courses that I took. But it's really, I think that's a really important skill to have as an artist, is the ability to create thumbnails from your ideas, and then, create your color palette and see what colors work better together with your composition, and then move on to your final work. All right. So this was a mark making session that turned into landscape mark making abstract. I don't even know what to call it, y'all, but you know what? I freaking love this. I love it. And when I had finished this, I was like, now this is the type of art that I want to create. Like, this is it. Like, I felt like this spread will invoke emotion in someone, because it invoked emotion within me while I was making it. And it just, the cityscape, the abstractions of trees, of land, of a home. It just, I feel like, in another home down here, and trees down here, I feel like it's, talking about leaving the city and going out into nature, going out into the fields, into the landscape, living out. I think I have a fascination with living out off of the grid or something like that. Anyway, I love this spread. I love it so much that I'm going to scan it and put it up on my wall, print it out, put it up on my wall. Another landscape. This one a little bit more simpler, but still a little cityscape over here, and the land, and the city is back there, and the land is more prominent, and is meaningful to me. Some swatches over here. This right here, oops, sorry, I moved the camera. This right here is just, I was just messing around, creating a flower, a still life, flower vase, and everything. Here is another landscape, and there was the video before this is the video where I created this with Derwent Inktense blocks and pencils. So if you go to the video before this, you will see how I made this. Here is another landscape. This is not my favorite because I used inks. I used acrylic inks as a foundation with colored pencils on top, but I don't like the shininess of this like purple ink. So it's kind of throwing me off because it's so super shiny. And I like little bits. I like this bit up here, you know, if you just do that. I like this little bit here, and I like this little bit over here, but I don't like it in its entirety, I have to be honest, and I think it's because of the shiny purple that's throwing me off. So here we have the final page of the sketchbook, which is another landscape, abstracted mark making. Land, trees, flowers, all the things. Yeah. And some swatches in the last page of some graphic tip pencils that I just bought to add to my ever-loving Derwent collection. So that's it, guys. This sketchbook is done. I've started another book. It's, I'm just a few pages into that. So it'll probably be a couple of weeks until I get halfway through that one at least. Alright, so I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate all the views and all the love that I've been getting, the comments, the great comments that I've been getting on my artwork. It is much appreciated. And I really, love it. Of course, any artist likes to be complimented on their work, but I got a comment the other day about someone liking to watch me paint. It was so like soothing for them or meditative for them, and that really made me feel good. And that is my goal. And my goal is to inspire you and take you along my journey, because I am a new artist as well. I don't know everything. I haven't gone to art school. I'm just winging this like everybody else, and I'm learning and I'm taking courses and I'm expanding myself just like everyone else. And I want to inspire others to start their art journey. If you feel like you have some art within you, go ahead, buy some art supplies, start off small, but just start. Whatever it is that you want to do, just start. Okay. So again, thank you everyone for watching, and everything you need to know about me will be in the description box. I do have an Etsy shop. I do have a website that I sell my prints on. So go ahead and check out my website. It's martineffelton.com, and become a collector of my art. All right. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.